Can you actually build a cohesive landscape using nothing but crazy mark making? Today, I'm pushing my mixed media watercolor to the limit using earth tones and undersea green with a serrated scraper to see if we can create a moody seascape without overworking the surface. So let's get started. So we're working on 5x7 cold pressed paper. I'm going to take my sheet of deli paper here with oil pastels, and we're going to make some marks through here. This is going to be a very mark heavy video. Really want to push the limits and seeing what types of marks we can make and still have a cohesive landscape. So I've got the Daniel Smith Undersea Green Water Stick here. I'm just going to put this out on the palette. We're going to be using a lot of this today to mix up some cohesive colors. I'm going to use a little bit of the Poems About You indigo. I just want to make this sort of greenish blue here for the sky area. And spritz my paper down. And we're just going to start making some marks. Ooh, that's a pretty color. I like that color. Add a little bit more watercolor here. This sort of sea foamy green. I'll put some more marks just through here. Love scraping back in like that. I'm going to take a little bit of this color out of here. Just a little bit. Just kind of lift it up a little bit. So I'm taking some of this ochre color from the Poems About You set, picking up a little bit of that undersea green just to give it a little bit more. We're using this almost like a mother color today. I'm going to bring this through here. Oh, look at those fun marks. Fun. I think I want this wet though. Let's make it a little wet. You can see all those random marks that we put in there really popping. That's really cool. I say seascape, we're just sort of, I had seascapes on the mind today when I started thinking about this video. I want the bottom part to be a little bit darker, so I've added just a little bit of a brown tone to this mix that we just made. And we're just going to kind of just make it almost a little dry brush here in spots. I'm going to come in with the scraper tool and make some marks coming through here. Trying to be a little bit more organic with these marks, but I just love how it'll get darker as it dries, which is kind of nice. It kind of gives that feeling of movement that you might see like on a beach. So I'm mixing up a little bit of, there's a green color here from the set, the Poems About You set, and I'm mixing it up with this brown color. I might add a little bit of undersea green in there just to see what it does. You can see our lines are coming through nicely. I wanted a little bit of more of a darker tone, just kind of sweeping through here a little bit. Just kind of layering it up a little bit. And I'm going to put some marks in there. But these marks are going to be more, I think I want them to be more this way. You don't want all your marks going the same direction. At least I don't. Maybe you do. Maybe that's fun. So I'm taking some of this quinacridone burnt orange from Daniel Smith and mixed it in with the yellow ochre color. And I want to do a mark that kind of comes this way. Just a little bit more bold. Just needed something to come this way to kind of break up. And this is our second wash, so we're going to add a little bit more richer tones to it. I'm also going to bring some of this down through here. a little bit, and maybe just a little touch of it through here. Okay, I'm gonna add just a little bit, another little line coming through here. Kind of want to give that feeling of sort of a, oh, I like that. That's really cool how it's always fun when you do the resist marks because you can kind of forget where you put them. So when you get marks like these, it works really well. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit more green that I mixed up with the quinacridone burnt orange. I kind of want this area down here to be a little more pronounced a little bit. It's looking a little flat. But we can add some marks through here and make it a little bit more interesting. When we think about our marks, it doesn't have to be straight lines or curvy lines. I mean, really anything that we put down is a mark, right? I mean, it's all mark making. So don't get bogged down in that idea. I want you to just think about all of your brush strokes are marks, paint are marks. It's all mark making in some level. So just keep that in mind. I like how that darker color kind of came through there. Do I need more of it? I don't know. Okay, I think I want to actually bring this up into this section just a little bit to kind of bridge the gap. It felt like it was just lines, 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 and I kind of want to make it feel more fluid, that the shapes are kind of meshing with each other. I'm going to put some marks through here though. I'm not sure we'll be able to see those, but yeah, I kind of like that because I can still see the lines coming through here. These sort of like almost wispy, sandy vibes. And then it kind of makes that shape stand out a little bit. Okay, I want to add in a mark coming this way. Just to sort of give a little definition to what's going on here. Just a little landscapey mark. Actually might bring it down a little bit. Okay, let's add some black marks to this. I want to add like a line coming through here. I'm going to use my stylus tool for this one. For this bit. Ooh, I really like that. Maybe we need to. I was trying to create shapes where there aren't shapes to kind of have the landscape kind of crackle and give you an idea of space that maybe isn't there. Like insinuated space, I guess would be a word for it. Probably need, I wasn't gonna put a really dark light here, but I think I'm gonna put like a little more through here. Just a little bit through there. And then I want to add some black marks down through here. Almost like reed grasses. I don't know, just marks. Not too many because we've already got a lot going on. And also you don't want to use every mark making technique in every piece. I'm guilty of that more than anything. I get so excited about making marks that okay, that was fabulous. Really think about what you're doing. So for this one, I think we've used the metal blade tool, the stylus. Did we use anything else? I didn't really use a palette knife, but we just sort of, the resist marks and the marks through the watercolor. You really want to make sure that you're not using too many and that they're not all the same because we don't want it being exactly the same for every single one. Okay, I want to add just a little bit of yellow ochre to this. I'm going to add just right through here, and we're just going to use our scraping technique here. I'm going to scrape this off. This is a more subtle mark, but I really like, it works better on smooth watercolor paper. But I kind of like how painterly that is almost painterly. I might want to bring a little bit more through here. Little subtle hints of pastel. You can kind of see it through there. Should I continue? I think I'm going to continue just a little bit. And we added another tool into our mark making. But I think that really makes it kind of pop a little bit. Gives you a little bit more sense of depth. Okay, I think this one's done. I really like what we've got going on here. You'll notice, you might notice, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little bit of sparkle on there. One of the poems about you colors has some glitter in it. So the sky is kind of sparkly. But I love these marks that I put through here. I like the resist marks. I love the implication of these marks we made with the metal scraper. And these marks, I just love that metal scraper. I like the colors. I like, it feels seascapey to me without it being super seascapey. I was gonna add, I thought about it for about 5 minutes of adding a little mermation in there, but I think we've got a lot going on, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna add that in because it's, when I make those mermation type marks, I want it to be pretty simple. This is a little bit too complicated for that. I think if I put it up there, it would just be a really big distraction and it would get lost in all of the beautiful marks that we have here. So I think I achieved a lot of depth in this one. A lot of different style marks, a lot of different style of application. So yeah, that's how I would use marks in my work, in my mixed media work, to make dynamic pieces. What do you guys think? Was it too much? Would you do less? Would you do more? Let me know in the comments. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to be working on my art roll project this weekend. I might have a video for you, depending on how good or bad it goes. I'm not good with the sewing machine, so it could be an epic disaster, but we are going to try to get that done this week so I can get a video for you maybe on Saturday. I have all day tomorrow to work on it, so we shall see. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.